Hello everyone, and welcome to another video from Dodgee Software. I want to show, if I may, our very first project, and I think one that I'm somewhat proud of, being that it's relatively complete. A small game we called Robo Runner, for want of actually a better name. Like a lot of things, the name just sort of stuck. You are a little robot character, and we kind of coined the name survival platformer for it because we made the game very, very hard in the style of I Want to Be the Guy, which was a particular favorite game of our designer. Instructions are fairly simple. Use the left and right arrow keys with a jump button to avoid all of the spikes, we made use of a double jump mechanic where you're able to jump a second time, which is essential to solve some of the survival situations that we put the player in. We have springboards, and like you might expect, because we called it Robo Runner, we also have runners. Let's begin a new game. Okay, this is the very first level in this, just introduces basic movement. Not actually required, you don't need a double jump for this one, but you dive around the level and you collect these little batteries. For some reason I've always struggled to get a decent frame rate when running fraps, and I believe because SDL, which is a simple direct media layer, is completely software rendered. When I try and run fraps, I do get a slow result, so you'll have to bear with me. But from the beginning of the first level to the end, you arrive at the door, and you go through the door, and we arrive at level 2. Level 2 is a little bit harder, and we attempted, when we were designing the different levels, to make things come up with an ascending level of difficulty. So these levels, while appearing very simple, it starts to get very hard fairly quickly. We introduce the double jump mechanic, and we introduce falling spikes largely only near the end. Which is sad because we probably should have made a lot more use of them. Like with most things though, you move on to bigger and better things, and our very next project after this one was a 3D project called Whisker Tale of the Star Key. Okay, so this level you require a double jump mechanic to solve some of the puzzles, but we introduce runners for the first time. So the double jump mechanic here is required to collect that battery. Now we've put sort of little spike traps so that when you roll over these runners, they pull you in toward the middle and you can detonate. That particle effect came from a project called Pad and Minko, and it ended up being incorporated into this project because it looked kind of cool. We wanted something that looked pretty dramatic when you die, because we were expecting the player to die a lot. We wanted to make it somewhat rewarding for them. This new one is just simple little upward springboards. We tried to make it fairly intuitive, and playtesting, most people were very easily able to figure out what everything was all about. Though it was found to be actually too hard. Many people couldn't even successfully get past about the 5th level, so then again, when you look at games that are made in this similar genre, I Want to Be the Guy, most people actually can't get past the first screen before they quit. So, this level actually introduced the double jump mechanic required because it's more of a timed sequence of jumps from the beginning to the end, and a lot of people actually quit playing at this point, which was to all of our shock and horror, but I figure having a short playthrough like this will spare many people the agony of what